Hello, my name is Russell Reeder, and before we start today's interview, I would like to say that I give absolutely no express permission for anyone to alter, edit, or use this interview in any negative light to portray our local police officers here in Rangeley, Colorado. With that being said, this is my interview with Chief of Police of Rangeley, Colorado, Officer Hamblin, and Chief Hamblin. Sorry. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Russell.
So, I'm not here to attack you or anything. I honestly have a good standing with the Rangeley Police Department. What my goal here is just to provide information. And I also noticed that you guys had not really released a statement yet. I mean, as far as our first contacting. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of information. I got a couple of questions here. And if you want to tell yourself to anybody about what you got going on, you're welcome to.
In what regards?
In what regards, like introducing yourself or any information you want to know before we proceed with this interview?
Just that my name is Ty Hamblin. I'm the Chief of Police for the Rangeley Police Department, and I've been in the chief capacity for a year and a half now.
Excellent, thank you. So my first question today comes from one of our moderators here at Direct Action Against Injustice, and it broaches the subject of mental health and the subjects that you meet on the street for mental health. How do you handle those situations when you're approaching, say, a suspect, or that's a bad word, but anybody you have to deal with mental health first? Are there steps that you take that are different towards other members of the community?
Well, that's a difficult question because you don't always know when you go to a call who's having a mental health issue or who has mental health issues. Things like drug usage can mimic mental health issues. So we don't know that right away on majority of our calls. Majority of our calls, police, law enforcement in general is reactive. We receive a phone call, we go to a call, and then we have to try to piece it together while we're there. So mental health is an aspect of it, but we have to learn through our investigation and our dealings to if this is a mental health issue or if this is a criminal issue, and kind of figure out from there.
Understood. And yeah. So I noticed the crime rate here in Rangeley, Colorado is pretty low. What kinds of things that you think that you guys are doing right, specifically regarding when you took over as Chief of Police here in Rangeley? Is there any things that you guys are doing different than other police forces or anything like that?
Well, I think big part of what we do here that's different than other places is our community involvement. We're very involved with the community. We're out in the community. We sponsor several community events throughout the year. One of the personal changes that I made is we now have 24-hour coverage, where before we had a few hours each day that we didn't have anybody on. That has since gone away. And so we're out there, we're more visible in the public through our community relations, and just we have somebody on shift 24/7, so therefore I think that that's a deterrent in crime, because when you're out and about, you see a police officer driving around at all times.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I can speak to that myself. I've never lived in a town. We have a town of like 2,000, 3,000 people here, and I've never seen the police so involved in our community. I personally feel safe being able to call you. You guys are more than just police officers here. You guys are citizens and members of this community. So no question on that. Just thank you guys for that, and I'd like to see more of that in the future. Next, I would like to ask you, do you have any changes you would like to make moving forward regarding anything going on? I know you can't speak for other police departments, but given the current situation, the gravity of it, the climate of it, the size and the scope of everything going on, this is the biggest protest in human history. And all of us really just want to be on the right side of history right now. So with that being said, given light of all the recent events, is there any changes that you will be making here to your police department?
With a protest such as this, I think that there will definitely be changes, but to what extent and to what that looks like right now, I think it's too early to say. I think each agency at this point is going to have to look internally. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? And make those changes as appropriate. I would say that us at the Rangeley Police Department, we do a lot of things right. We have for a while, and Well, so we are gonna wanna relook at everything, and if there are things that we're not doing right, then we will definitely address that and change things.
Absolutely. That's excellent. How can we here in Rangeley learn from this and get stronger as a community? I'm not talking about police involvement. I'm talking about community member involvement. I mean, who better knows about this community than the guy who's running the police department? You guys are basically the government. I've never met a city council member here. You guys run this town basically.
Well, and I would like to clarify, so we do have city council.
I know you do, but it's just they're not as
So they have,
seen.
they have two town council meetings a month, and those are on Tuesdays at 7, and the public's welcome to come and participate in case you want to.
I would love to get.
Matter of fact, there's one next Tuesday, or this upcoming Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
I will be there.
So, how do we better our community?
Yes.
Communication, hands down.
That's what I'm trying to do here.
Communication, talking with each other, because there's definitely a way to communicate, and for both sides of any situation to be heard, and for that to be received, heard, and worked on together. And then there's definitely wrong ways to go about that. And I think that we understand that as basic human beings. If somebody's screaming and yelling at you, it's hard to hear what they're trying to tell you. If two people can sit down here together, cool, calm, and collected, and have a conversation, they can hear each other. They can understand, or at least start the path to understand their side of the story, the other person's side of the story.
I couldn't agree more, and that's kind of like our message and our point here, or at least mine as the leader right now of whatever I got going on, is I'm just trying to inspire those people protesting out there to be better community members and better role models to people in their community. Because if you're out there giving messages about what's going on, you need to first be somebody that people want to take messages from.
Agreed.
And this is a wildly uncertain time right now, and I feel that it's best. I mean, I'm doing everything in my power to let everyone know in this uncertain time that we're all together in this. Members of the community, even if you're a police officer or chief of police, you're also a citizen and an American. So I believe that it is our duty and responsibility going forward to take all of these changes into light and move forward with peace and clarity and hopefully a lot more love for one another.
I agree with that statement, and I would like people to remember that your police force are members of your community. We have families that are growing up and go to school here. We're involved in after-school activities with them. I know that sometimes society doesn't see us as members of the community, but we absolutely are. And we, specifically here in Rangeley, that's why we really want to be involved in our community. That's why we hold several events. That's why we're at all events that are put on in the town of Rangeley to better that relationship and show that we are, and remind people that we are part of our community.
Man.
We just don't govern it or enforce it. We're here to be a part of it as well.
Excellent. And I thank you for your full transparency and meeting with me today. I know you're very busy, and I'm going to leave everyone with that. This is Direct Action Against Injustice. My name is Russell Everett Reeder, activist, friend, neighbor, 2nd and 3rd grade spelling bee champion at Rocky Hill Elementary School. And thank you for tuning in. I'll have more coverage later on as events keep developing. Thank you.